I want to go ahead and begin with our first barista for this evening. Our first barista is Dr. Rhonda Bobb. Dr. Bobb is an assistant professor of English for academic purposes on the South Campus, where she teaches grammar and composition, phonetics and communication, reading and student life skills courses. And that is at our the Broward College. In addition, she has taught for the teacher education program, ESOL issues and strategies 1 and 2, with many years of ESOL teaching training. She started her career as an interaction leader with the University of Florida's English Language Institute, and over 20 years of her career has been spent at Broward College. Dr. Bobb, I'm going to pass it over to you and have you kick us off here this evening.
Well, good evening, everyone. Hello, 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 here from South Florida, sunny South Florida. Sorry, I just share that with you, but pleasure to see everyone tonight. And so we're going to be talking about helping students persist. Hopefully I can serve it nice and hot to you and that you get something from this. Now, the overview and purpose of this activity is designed to set clear validity and netiquette guidelines in my syllabus course, as well as in my course, and to collaborate with students to create community norms. Now, how it relates to helping students persist? Well, students will know what is expected of them. And detailing successful behaviors is a key for student success in a learning environment. So building on this learning community, this is the type of learning style that I would use, asynchronous learning, in which they are working and collaborating together. Now, this can apply to every and any student. So you could use it with an AA student, AS students, as well as my ESOL students, EAP students. Can be used in any course and used for prepared and underprepared students because it's setting the tone, it's setting the norm. You are establishing as a group how we move forward in this learning community. Now, how I have implemented it. I broke up the class into groups and I had them come up with a list of behaviors for that typically students would do, a list of behaviors faculty would do, as well as themselves, that either helps to distract them or they find are distracting, as well as behaviors that help them keep them focused. So we're working on the positive and negative of a learning community. How does that look on and off campus? I then had them create a list of behaviors that support online learning, and then a list of behaviors that do not support online learning. This ideal came from the micro-credential in creating an inclusive and supportive online learning environment. And so what we did is we discussed what a learning community is, which is a group of students who work together and support each other. We then discussed the behaviors that support and do not support learning in an online classroom. And each group were able to share what they came up working together. So upon me breaking them up, we then we come back and convene together and then discuss these behaviors, how it would look negative and positive. I try to stay more in the positive realm as not to focus too much on the negative aspects and behaviors. Based on the group discussions, we then created our classroom norms or guidelines that we would abide to by in the course. Suggestions that were given were attend class, arrive on time, confidentiality, which is key. What happens in the online environment stays in the online environment. We are here to support and be there for one another. So I made sure that we address that and we all hold true to it. We respect each other's opinions and ideals and try to understand one another. We also talked about not interrupting one another and refrain from distracting other students and as well as the group. Also acknowledge your classmates, call them by name, talk to them, communicate with them in the chat, as well as don't ignore, as well, and to give feedback. Again, building on it. I went over the different functions that we would use in an online environment, such as the raise hand button, muting and unmuting self, and discussion posts. My group were EAP students, so I wanted to make sure that they had a clear understanding, not only of what is expected of them, but also how to use the functions within the environment that we were using. In this case, we were using Blackboard Collaborative. The next class, I complied all that they talked about and came up with this cute little bitmoji of classroom expectation. And so we talked about being prompt, being prepared, being presentable, being polite, as well as proactive and productive. They thought it was cute because I had the little figures and pictures of myself, my animated self, as well as giving them what that looks like. It was a great activity. They enjoyed it. We were able to work and utilize some of the functions within the first 2 days of class. And this is a great activity to set the tone for them to be successful, to help them persist.